Hello everybody, welcome to the channel. My name is Doc and in this video I'm going to explain to you why Solana Breakpoint will be the biggest event for Render this year and why it might have been the reason why Render pumped from 40 cents all the way to $115 last year. So I'm not gonna talk too much and get straight into the point of this video. So the first thing you might be wondering, why Solana when Render is on Ethereum? Well, if you didn't know yet, Render is actually migrating to the Solana blockchain. You might be thinking, well Doc, is Solana that good to migrate to? Well, if you didn't know yet, with the new Fire Dancer update, Solana will be way faster than any other blockchain. If we compare Solana plus the Fire Dancer update, we can see that it can do 600,000 to 1 million transactions per second compared to Ethereum with layer 2 blockchains, which can only do a maximum of 20,000 transactions per second. But not only the speed will be way better than layer 2 solutions on Ethereum, the costs will be way lower as well. As you can see, the cost per transaction will be only 0.00025 on Solana compared to $4.1 on Ethereum per transaction. Of course, layer 2 solutions like Matic offer transaction costs of 0.001, which is still 4 times higher than Solana. And with Render, of course, being the biggest decentralized GPU network in the world, you want it to also be the fastest and the cheapest, and Solana is making this possible. But you might be thinking, well Doc, what's going to happen during Solana Breakpoint? Why is it so bullish? Well, if you didn't know yet, the founder and CEO of Render, Jules Earlbeck, will be talking about some very important things. The things he will be talking about are the Open Compute Client, BME, and other initiatives during his presentation at the Breakpoint 2023 in October. As I said before, Open Compute Client is one of the most important things for Render. If you don't know yet, this will greatly expand the user base and use cases of the Render network as a whole. It will push it beyond its just rendering functionality, which it currently have, and into the expanding market of AI and machine learning tools. And this is really big, because if you didn't know yet, AI costs are incredibly high and this could only benefit Render. For example, the cost of just running one language learning model as ChatGPT is over 700,000 per day to operate. This is insanely high, but not only the cost to operate is insanely high, AI model training costs are expected to rise from 100 million to 500 million by 2030. And with the rising Nvidia GPU prices, this could be billions easily by 2030. And you might be wondering, well Doc, what does this benefit the Render token holder? Well, first, it didn't really, but the second big update that they're gonna talk about is the BME, and this will actually make the Open Compute Client incredibly bullish. If you didn't know yet, normally how the Render network worked was someone paid in fiat or Render tokens, and on the other side, the node operators who provide their GPU power, they would just receive fiat or Render tokens, so it wouldn't do actually much for the Render token. With the new BME that they're gonna talk about, the customer who needs GPU power or rendering or anything else which is used by a GPU, he pays in Render tokens, which will get immediately burned. Or if he has fiat, the fiat will be used to buy Render tokens of exchange and burn it. On the other side, there will be a fixed amount of tokens which will be distributed to the node operators based on the amount of GPU power they provide. So as you can see, the BME is really good if there's a lot of use on the network, and we already saw that AI model training is gonna cost hundreds of millions into billions. So what would this actually mean in numbers for the Render network? Well, if we just take the example of the 700,000 a day to run one language learning model like ChatGPT, that would make the monthly usage of the Render network $21 million. And every month they will distribute at the start of the BME 760,000 Render tokens to node operators. Then with a price of $1.50, that means that $1.14 million in Render tokens will be distributed to node operators. But with a network usage of 21 million, remember, just for one language learning model, this means that there will be a net burn of almost $20 million or 14 million Render tokens. So to keep up with this burning amount, the Render price needs to be at $40 to be even. And even that will not be high enough, because this will be burnt as staked Render on exchanges. So there will be low amounts of liquidity available on exchanges, which will actually make the price even go higher. And if this continues, this amount of 21 million for months, it will basically push Render above $100, $200, $300. And this is one language learning model. So the price will go higher. There will be constant buying pressure. And this is why the combination of the Open Compute Client and the BME will be the biggest update for Render by far. And that they're talking about these topics during Breakpoint 2023 will be the most bullish event for Render yet. Of course, there's also other initiatives. They want to make this big. Who knows, this isn't the biggest. Like, they could come with anything. Like, they could announce a really big partnership, really big user for the Open Compute Client, which could be incredible. So a lot of big things are happening for Render in October. We're getting nice updates from the team, and with the biggest event coming in less than 30 days, this could be a very, very nice October in my opinion. Of course, it will always depend on the Bitcoin price. If Bitcoin tends to go down, Render will sadly follow. But if Bitcoin stays even or even goes up and Render turns bullish with news, anything could happen to the Render price. So yeah guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this short little update. Be sure to like this video if you do. Also follow me at TheRealDoc and Twitter to know when I post about crypto, to know when I post crypto videos and more. Also click on the screen right now if you want to find out the best crypto passive income method which works in a bull market and in a bear market. Subscribe to this channel for more crypto content and YouTube. Until next time.